inch it out a little bit more with the winch. All right. This was not in my game plan for today. What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle, and welcome to the LRT Outpost. We love to drift around, and I am slowly building and designing an actual, like, kind of side-by-side track in our back field here at the Outpost. So I came across a killer deal on a newer unit. I'm super excited, so let's get into it. All right, so we're back at the Outpost, and we have arrived with an absolute unit. This is a 2020 Polaris RZR Pro XP Ultimate. Now, I've been wanting one of the Pro XPs ever since they came out in 2019, and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to get my hands on one. So the Pro XP also has a Polaris 2-cylinder CVT driven, but it is turbocharged, boasting 181 crank horsepower. The old trusty 900 is around 75 estimated crank horsepower, and it's been a blast. But even with the clutch kit and the tune that it has, the Pro here is almost 3 times the horsepower. So this should be an absolute drift machine around our side-by-side track here at the Outpost. Now, unfortunately, when I picked this up, I met in kind of a little town area, a little ways away from where I live, so I didn't really get a good chance to test drive it like I would like to. I got to walk around, kind of pick it apart visually. Everything looks real solid, but again, just a little short test drive down the street and around the parking lot doesn't tell you but so much. So let's pull this thing into the shop and see what's going on. All right, so came across this Pro XP on Facebook Marketplace. Of course, like every grown man's addiction is just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and I found this. So if you buy anything online, something can look really good in pictures, but then when you get there, it doesn't look so great. I was pleasantly surprised that this was as clean in person as it was in the pictures, at least. It already had a couple little add-ons and goodies, so it was exactly what I was looking for. So it already had a color match front bumper. Pretty sure that's an off-brand one, but whatever. Color match, looks nice. Glass windshield, pretty sure that's an off-brand as well, but it's pretty nice, and just doesn't have a windshield wiper, but we can fix that. Color match tree kickers, looks great with the trailing arms, radius rods in the rear. Probably an off-brand bumper as well, but again, color match, so I'm a fan. It looks pretty good. But I'm talking about even underneath the radius rods here and the trailing arms. Like, they're dirty, but they're not all scarred up. So that's good. Even the front ones, I got a little bit right there, but I mean, dang, normally the fronts are all tore up. In the front center right here, you see where that's drug a few times. I mean, dang on. I mean, if that's the worst thing, body-wise and cosmetic-wise, I'll take it, you know? And I was really happy it came with the little storage box, little lock and rod box. So that's cool. Came with these are aftermarket fenders. I'm not usually a fan of these. These are the mud busters. I'm just not usually a fan of those like add-on fenders. It just usually doesn't look that good. But I actually don't mind the fronts. They don't look that bad. But the rears, I don't know. They're not terrible on this. I don't know if it comes with the mirrors, but actually, those are actually Polaris brand mirrors, and I'm actually a fan of those. I think those look right nice. Color matched metal roof. Love the metal one with the little lip spooler off the back. That looks great. Now, this is the Ultimate model. So it has the Dynamics active suspension. So it's an electronically controlled shock by Fox, and they're supposed to be really, really nice. But these already have some shock therapy springs. So that's a nice upgrade. I think on these earlier Pros, it was actually an issue with the springs wearing out really fast too. So that's nice. That's one less thing we gotta do. The other super sweet thing you get with those upgraded shocks, you get the Dynamics controlled here. So buttons on your steering wheel, change your firmness, so comfort, sport, and then firm. And then you got your whole shit button here. Stiffens everything up to max. It just lasts until you hold the button and then let go. It's like an emergency button. You don't see like a hole or you hit a jump nose, maybe you overshot it a little bit, want to stiffen up the shock. So if you like land a flat or something like that, you have like an option to stiffen them up real fast. You don't get individual controls on each shock like you did with the like clicker adjustments like on the old 900, but these are supposed to like adapt to like what it's reading electronically from the shocks and make adjustments. So those 3 settings are supposed to be really all you need, and people say it works really well. So I'm excited to see how good that works. It's really cool because if I press the brake, you can see it stiffens up the front shock just by pressing the brake. So it like senses what's going on and like adjusts them like on the fly, which is super cool. I love that the Ultimate comes with these like retractable Polaris harnesses. These are nice. I did have a radio, little antenna. Interior is a huge upgrade from the 900. Also has a wireless Polaris winch, so you can pull the little remote. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted an Ultimate is because the sound system. I did not want to put a sound system in here. So it's got speakers everywhere, sub under the dash, tweeters up here, speakers behind us. And actually, when I bought this, it actually has 2 pods too that are also Rockford Fosgate. Everything's Rockford Fosgate. So, and it sounds pretty daggone good. All right, I had to find something where we get copyrighted, you know, YouTube and all. Sounds pretty good. It's really all I need. One thing, I'm not sure if it's actually an option even on the Ultimate or not. I think the Ultimate does come with it, but regardless, it was something I wanted. Your cameras. So you have a front, well, that's my rear. So it does have a backup camera, but you can, so here, that's my front camera. It's right there. When you put it in reverse, it'll automatically switch to the reverse camera. It actually doesn't have a reverse light, but you can see it actually has infrared lights. If you cover up the sensor, it gives you infrared light, so it turns it into night vision. So it does work in the dark. So that's pretty cool. The other thing with the ride command that you get is the actual like navigation and maps. So you get like the preloaded maps. You can link them together like one RZR would ride command with another RZR. So you can like share the map and see each other on it and like track, and you can communicate back and forth and stuff. It's very cool. Polaris did a really good job on that. So I just thought that was a neat feature to have. So there's several different tier levels when you purchase one, and the Ultimate has like all the bells and whistles. So this thing's like really nice, and the plan is to keep it that way. Like this is going to be more of like a higher end build versus like a budget build like we're doing with the 900. As of right now, the 900's staying. Not quite sure what the fate of it is yet, but for now it's still staying on as a budget build, but may go to a new home. I don't know. We'll see. Look, my mind's all over the place. I have a bunch of different projects going on at one time. This is not all I mess around with, but if you just like, basically just you coming out in the shop and having a garage beer with me and hanging out while I work on whatever project I felt like tinkering on, then this is the channel for you. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, come hang out with me. And I just had fun doing this anyways. I'm out here anyways. So where were we? Oh yes. So let's go take this thing for a proper rip and make sure we don't have any unexpected surprises. All right, let's let it warm up a little bit. We'll take it for a little loop. Man, that backup camera is nice. It's gotten a little overcast and it's starting to kind of sprinkle a little bit, but that's okay. Clunking going on from left to right. I'm not sure what all that is. It's probably some sway bar bushings or maybe even a tie rod end or something, ball joint. Nothing crazy so far. Suspension is so much more floaty. Woo! It'll kick sideways. Let's see how she does in the ditch. Let's put her in low and make sure the full drive works. Good. And the ponds are low. Be in bad shape here, boys. Uh-oh. Well, that was a bad idea. All right, well, we're going give up right there and go get the 900. Oh, good gracious. Vastly underestimated how deep this was. Oh, crap. Man. Oh, gosh, about fell. This is way deeper than what I thought it was. Well, good way to test it out, I guess. Yeah. I'm almost through the barn. Dang it. I had to grab some reinforcements and a trail soda to get me out of my predicament here. So had to call Taylor in to help me out. Oh, great. Awesome. All right, change of plans. For whatever reason, the 900, trusty 900 has finally let us down. It won't crank up, it's not wanting to hit, so we gotta figure that out. But right now, what we're gonna do is Taylor is pulling his truck around, and I'm just gonna try to go out frontwards here and try to winch myself to his truck. Okay. There we go. Good gracious.
To start with, I didn't have it four-wheel drive.
Oh, is that what it was? I was wondering, I was like, come on, pull me out, I'm coming. And I was like, why is he not moving?
Hold on, I got to drive it four-wheel drive. I should have had it there.
Man, look how bad that is. Holy smokes. Oh God, that fell. Man.
She's a heavy old girl.
She is. Whew. Okay, one rescue down. We're gonna hook the 900 up to Taylor's truck, pull it back up to the shop. I'll have to figure out what in the world's going on there with this, and then we'll come back and get the Pro and try to finish our little test ride. It is really raining now, but that's okay. Let's try this again. Whoa, what is that? Yeah, that's not a fun noise. I don't like that. That sounds like some clutch noise. A belt, might be just a little belt slip or something going on there. What in the hell? Yeah, don't like that. Glass out here with this thing. Holy smokes. Woo! Holy smokes, that turned into a wet and muddy day real quick. But overall, I think we got us a unit right here. This thing rips. I mean, I knew it would. 181 horsepower versus the 75 horsepower on the 900 that we were used to. I knew it was going to be just a huge change, but holy crap, this thing is a rocket ship. I mean, especially when the grass got nice and wet back there with the rain coming in today. I mean, we were ice skating back there. That was so much fun. So the track is going to be a blast in this thing. Now, I don't know how good it was coming over on the microphone from the camera. We're getting a little bit of clunking and steering from side to side. That could just be some bushings or maybe some wheel bearings or ball joints or something like that. Probably some normal stuff. I'm not too concerned about it. However, we do get this kind of high-pitched squeal every once in a while. I can't seem to make it do it. It kind of sounds like it's coming from the clutch, but it only does it kind of intermittently. So I can't quite pinpoint what that is. So we're going to have to dig into that. But no biggie. I got parts already on the way. We're going to run through this thing top to bottom. And I do know these 2020s actually had an issue with the factory clutch. Polaris had issued a stop ride for them. And before I bought this, I did look up the VIN number and it had already had the recall done. So I thought I was going to be able to get away with it for a little while. But I already probably going to replace the entire clutch system in this anyways. That's basically the only fix for them because the factory clutch is just, well, is garbage. But that is a project for another day. For now, we're going to enjoy our trail soda here, spray this thing off, and call it a day. But if you want to stay up to date on this build as well as any of my other projects, do me a favor, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me out at the Outpost, and I'll catch you in the next one.